What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 304. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And good God Almighty, what a movie with Adam.
This week we finished out our foreign film February. It's a short month, so we had to extend it.
Yeah. I mean, it happens, you know?
Yeah. Triple R, what was it? Rise, Roar?
Revolt. Yeah, Rise, Roar, Revolt, I think.
A lot of R's in this movie. Every time they do a thing, they'd show an R. Water.
The story, the water, the fire.
Can we agree that this movie, at like brass tacks, was trying to be every movie ever?
I mean, it was
everything except for you know what I mean? Like I felt like I saw like 8 different movies, like heavily influenced movies from like the 90s and shit in this.
Here's what I gotta know. Did y'all watch it dubbed or
no
subtitled?
Subtitled.
The first half I watched it dubbed. I started it on Netflix and then I finished it on Plex.
So I'm sitting there watching.
I had a little bit of both,
and I was like, "Let me see," you know, because normally the dubs like it's just like some American accent,
some generic ass shit.
And when I swapped over to that, I was like, "Oh, it's them doing it," and I couldn't go back.
I mean,
I've got like a whole nother movie, dude.
That's insane. I've got to watch it like that.
What was funny was like, you know, whenever he's talking to the white lady,
yeah,
you know, he's got like a crush on her. All right, well, like when you have it on dubbed, he's speaking English, and she's like, I can't understand you, and it's like, you know, when you swap it back, he's speaking Hindi or whatever, like,
yeah,
but like you can clearly understand him, but even she's like, yeah, I don't know what you're saying, and it's like, oh. It was fucking violence, dude. Trav, that fucking scene at the end, dude, where he was on his shoulders. Come on.
Well, can we talk about the fact that at one point it becomes like Jungle Book meets Hawkeye meets...
Oh, when he was running through the jungle when they were trying to get that tiger... And they got that tiger, and finally you figure out why. It's like, oh, when they released it, he was like, I have to use you for something wrong, my friend, you know? But when he was trying to pull the hook together, and it's when he gets it together, then the rope breaks. I'm like, come on, man.
Like, this was so fucking ridiculous.
Should have used one of those cop sticks instead of that little twig they had. Those cop sticks are strong, dude. Yeah. He was whipping that dude's legs with it.
Man. I'm going to go out and say that the biggest villain of the movie that never got caught was the level of fucking pageantry the British were rocking in that era.
Dude, I was sitting there the whole time like, I wish I had somebody that looks at me like he looks at that dude.
I know. They were in love with each other, dude. Man.
When he was sitting there propped up, he would come in and like put his hand between his... I was like, they're real close.
Yeah, like real close.
Dude, I laughed out loud at the beginning when the protesters are like rocking the fence and everything.
When he's like, I'll get it.
When he steps out of line and like leaps.
Fought the whole crowd.
With
that stick. No, even when they got on top of him, he was like, give me that ear, and fought his way out.
That funny but weird shot where it's showing his perspective of being dogpiled.
Yeah.
Like the fucking hut of people.
Yeah. And then he fucking...
But no, the part that I laughed out loud, though, is when the whole situation resolves itself, he marches back into the little guard field, goes to the water, douses himself, you know, whatever, gets back in line. The fucking dude said something to the effect of, like, this crowd or something about the people, but the general goes, that man scares me more.
Yeah.
I fucking lost it, dude. Like,
it's just showing you how badass he was, man.
He was badass.
Dude, I love the fact that like they do like the story, the fire, the water. They introduce each person, by doing some badass shit. You got the tiger sequence, you got the cop, fighting the entire crowd sequence. And then when that fight happens and he's got that water hose and the other
Oh
dude's
yeah,
got that, I'm
the
like,
fire.
yeah, they stuck strictly to brand. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like I loved it.
fire
Just
and
the little
ice. I mean
nuance
water.
things.
Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this because I know I've been a large devil's advocate to it for you guys. But this movie is so goddamn long, and it virtually tells you a movie within a movie for fucking everything.
And in a song.
Yeah.
They had that whole song number. It was explaining stuff,
This
Yeah.
should have been a show, 6 episodes, 30 minutes each.
Well, dude,
Bam.
this movie would have been shorter if he would have been honest with his best friend.
Yeah, exactly. Both
A
of
lot
them.
of that shit could have been avoided.
Yeah.
Like them beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was definitely like 3 movies rolled into one. They could have ended it where like he storms the Capitol and then that could have been the end of the first movie, him getting put in jail. But no, we got to torture him.
I
We
thought
got
it
to
was
show
gonna
the
go off, and when
backstory.
it went
I know.
dark, I was like, "Oh, is it over? What happened?"
Yeah. No,
Then it
dude.
came back. I was like, "Oh," and I went and looked, and I was like, "Oh, there's another hour left."
Yeah. They really lean into like they tell full stories. I will say that. They didn't cut any corners at all
Wow,
with
dude, they
the
were like, "We
storytelling.
filmed all this shit. It's gonna be in the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
We ain't cut
We
nothing."
we spent 8.5 trillion
Yeah.
rupees to film this shit. We're using it all.
Dude, when he was
It
whipping him and he fucking started singing,
yeah.
I was like, "What?"
He united a
When that
people,
leaf
dude.
hit his face, he was like, "Don't you feel it?"
Yeah.
I was like, "The only thing I
Yeah.
be feeling is him hit you with that cracker toe, dude." Like,
Yeah. It got real Passion of the Christ for a second
it
there,
did.
Like
Especially when they
really.
pulled him up. I was like, "Oh."
Every
Yeah.
movie ever, guys. I'm not. I'm dying on that hill. This was every movie.
But
And
when
like
they first
this
hit it off and they're like doing the motorcycle and the horse ride together, I was like, these dudes are just fucking having a great time. Like,
yeah.
Like,
what could
dude,
go wrong?
the way, uh, the way Beam, I think's his name, not the cop brother, the main guy, like Lion Chain or whatever.
Yeah. Beam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, every time he showed restraint and he would
Yeah.
shake, I
Yeah.
fucking, it was just, I mean, that was just funny to me. Like this was a, I don't know, man.
It
Like,
was just an
I,
over the top, silly
I'm,
goose movie, man.
I'm still. I
Like,
mean, normally I'm not affected by shit like this, dude. But this is like this. I've never encountered 3 hours of it. Like, and
Yeah.
I ain't
you
never
know,
watched one. This is the first one I've seen. Like,
and I mean, it's. I was telling Adam the other day, or I just sent him a message, and I was just like, maybe it's because I'm just a white guy, dude. Like, but I was just, I don't know. It was crazy.
Oh,
And
dude, I was in it from like because I started it Sunday, woke up Sunday morning, streamed. Then I was like, man, I'm kind of tired. I hope I don't fall asleep, dude. As soon as the movie started, I was mouth breathing until it went off. Like I didn't get up to go pee. I didn't get up to fix a snack. I didn't get up to fix a cup of coffee. I sat there for
you,
3 hours and 10 minutes.
it put you in what the fuck mode,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you're like,
well, that
And I'm
lead
here
in with that
for
cop
it.
where he's
dude.
beating everybody. It's like, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
what was funny was also the songs, I'm used to reading subtitles for like foreign music, and it's not the typical way that like Western music's written, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, so the last half of it, I was watching it subtitled, and it's the whole part during
Was it the
the
dance off?
jungle. No, during the jungle run where it's like,
Oh yeah,
da, da, da. And like I'm
dude.
sitting there
Even
reading
dub, that was the same. Like there wasn't no translation.
Oh, but I'm just sitting there like reading the subtitles, the lyrics or whatever, and I'm just like, this is anime as fuck, man. Like,
Yeah, it was like that's the closest thing to an anime I think that like a live action anime that I think I've ever seen.
when when dude rolls up at the ceremony and he's got all the animals and he just
Bust
throws
out
a
of that
zoo at these
thing.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh dude, the way he's just flying through the
Yeah,
air,
epic.
or like every time he would spear shank someone in the jungle.
What
Well,
about him whipping that fucking motorcycle around?
dude, he picked it
Yeah, like
up
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, like in
and
a fit of
threw it at
rage.
somebody.
He used he used people to beat people.
He did.
All the whole movie.
Well, like that whole thing at the end when they were trying to get away, and I'm like, God damn, run faster. And dude's fighting that whole crowd. He was
Yeah.
fighting everybody. He had like 6 or 7 dudes, and he was just on top of them. Like,
Oh man, when dude was using the bow and arrow, I was like, this is the most Hawkeye fucking thing I've ever seen.
and he never
was
ran
like-
out of arrows.
Like it's all the
No.
shit we wanted to see Jeremy Renner do.
Yeah, for sure.
like Disney was like, we gotta tone it down a bit.
Dude, the bridge scene.
That was
Mhm.
incredible.
Like, this is when
No.
they first meet, and it's like,
Yes.
he's looking
No
over there, and he sees him over there looking, and he's like, hey, fucking, he does these arm
He does
things.
the hand motion. Yeah.
And the guy's like, and I'm like, what's going on? What's the plan? Why didn't he just lower down with that rope?
Because that wouldn't have been as cool.
No, dude, it would have been. And I'm like, what's the
No.
flag for? And I was like, oh, because he can go through the fire with it.
They thought of everything.
Yeah.
That's how they became best friends. They saved this
They
kid.
did.
Like, man, it was such a great fucking story.
Yeah, I enjoyed their friendship. Like,
Yeah. And you see what I mean about those guys acting their ass off? Like, whenever I was talking to Adam and them about it the other night, I was like, these guys, especially the cop, the guy that played
Yeah.
the cop, they need to be in like a Christopher Nolan movie or a Tarantino movie because the fact that like they pulled this movie off, they stuck to their guns and like it was real. Like it wasn't goofy. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And in the moments that it needed to be kind of playful and stuff, like when he's talking to the woman and everything, yeah, that is what it
Yeah,
is.
when he was
But
on those
like,
shoulders,
yeah.
reloading the gun.
But like,
But dude, here's the thing though. It's another moment where I couldn't help but laugh. When he's like, I didn't ask for your help because I wanted to save you from being in danger and all that shit, and he leaves, and he just pitches a shit fit.
Oh, when he starts punching the wall, I laughed out
Yeah.
loud too.
He
Yeah.
goes full
Punched
Kyle,
a
dude.
hole through the punching bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
and when
I'm
he
like,
finally,
damn, he's recovered fast from that snake bite. Like,
and when he finally despairs, he makes sure to fall all the way over on them piles of books, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, they really wanted you to know that he was well read, didn't they?
It
Oh,
was, but it was. I mean, it was a very physical movie. A lot of movement. Like there was, I mean, there would be the occasional moment where like it would just cut on people just staring at each other, but like there was just constant motion, constant like physical acting and shit. Like, that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like if they're expressing something, their whole body's moving with the word. Like,
Yeah.
Whenever he would talk to the white girl, the way he would shake his head when he would talk,
Yeah.
like,
He was shaking his head no and yes at the
Yeah.
same time. He was like,
it was funny,
"Ooh."
dude, because he was speaking English. He was like, I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
I don't know, man. I loved it. Like I'm definitely gonna watch it again. And like, dude, this
Watch it,
dude needs to make he needs to make a superhero movie. Like a legit superhero movie in the Marvel universe. Because I would watch the fuck out of it. Like the action, the choreography, and everything was just spot fucking on. You
What
know,
does Marvel have like a Bollywood type like Indian
I'm
Hindi
sure.
character? Because
I
this
mean,
guy be perfect for it.
isn't that Miss Marvel technically?
They got
Uh,
anything else?
yeah, I
I
don't
feel like
know.
They
I
could
was at
come
a
up with
like
something.
Yeah,
I feel like we
Like,
made
they
a
got
gas
anything else?
station. We had a gas station exchange just now. Like you came in and asked for something, and I was like, "Yeah, I got him in tall and shorts," and you're like, "You got anything
Yeah,
else, man?" like,
yeah,
it's like,
looking for
well, I do
full
have.
flavor. He kind
yeah,
of was like a hero at the end with the bow.
yeah,
He was the statue guy. I was like,
yeah.
what's he gonna do with these flags? This dude was always mixing up some potions. Trav, he mixed up some potions that fixed his legs. He gave him like infinite arrows.
Here's the thing: the vision in his action sequences were crazy. Imagine him having Marvel money
I mean,
and an overworked visual effects team, but I digress.
yeah, right.
Well, like, I think he would be great for like I'm thinking somewhere like almost like a super group type movie, like
Yeah,
Eternals, like an Eternals sequel.
yeah,
Um, maybe an X-Men movie.
yeah. I could see that. Yeah,
I mean, I know they're similar because of, group of people with individual powers. It's kind of carbon copy of each other, it's all the X-Men essentially. But like, stuff that requires like scope.
yeah,
Like he could, or I mean, dude, imagine this dude with like a sci-fi budget and doing like some cosmic Marvel stuff. Like I feel like him doing a street level hero would be a waste of his talent.
Yeah, it
right.
needs to be big.
Yeah,
Like this dude don't do little.
no,
Because
he
I
got
mean,
the time.
when you see the fight scenes in this movie, one of the things that kept popping in my head, which is funny, we're talking about the about him in Marvel. Um, it just kept making me jump back to the beach fight in Eternals,
Oh yeah, yeah,
where they're all fighting Icarus.
yeah,
Um, like I could see him doing some really absurd shit, in the vein of that with like some good cameras, some good director of photographies.
yeah. No, it looked great. It was over the top. It was just. I mean,
Or
I
or
don't know
not
what.
or not even a Marvel movie. Like I could see this dude doing a Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah,
Like
James
where
Cameron said he's
not
like,
so
let me know
much
when you want to come here and make a movie.
because I mean yeah, that whole realm there of like Nolan, uh Cameron, those directors that like are still able to get a good personal style story, but wrapped in this really extravagant world. Like this dude could fit in there for sure.
yeah, I'm with it. I don't know what I was expecting, but I just got my mind blown for 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Like I couldn't even be properly sarcastic because I think I might have let Adam to believe that I was like I sent him a message that said like, dude, this movie is a struggle. Like I was trying to do everything to like map it to where he's not gonna laugh, or like where I wasn't gonna say I'm laughing or whatever. Or, I don't know. I was just on this weird kick where I was like sending Adam the opposite reaction. I don't know, but yeah,
Wayland, Wayland, Wayland.
it was ridiculous.
Yes, I loved it, dude. I'm giving it 2 stars. No, I'm giving it a full star. I loved it. I'm gonna watch it again Like if somebody put it on right now, I would watch the whole thing, and the same reaction. No bathroom break, no coffee, no nothing.
You watch it
Just
dubbed.
mouth. I
It
will
adds
next
to
time
it,
for sure.
man. Like,
I'm pretty sure the Plex version does have the dub on there.
Do you have Netflix?
No.
No, I'm kidding.
Hmm.
But yeah,
But yeah.
the
does it
dance
get?
scene.
I think we all know that this is gonna get like this doesn't get a star rating. It gets an R rating.
Oh, triple R.
We give
So
it 3 R's.
Yeah.
we triple R gets triple R, or at least maybe
Man.
I don't know. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Sheesh.
But you've got an R thrown in the pile, Griff.
Yeah, I'm throwing an R in for sure.
I mean, I'm talking like I am, and yeah. So it's got two in the bag. So it gets the coveted
I mean,
golden
dude,
real estate
it
triple
was
R.
a motherfucking Bollywood movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we've been
I
watching
totally
these trailers, and this shit was just like, he punched a hole through that punching bag. Dude,
Well,
that tree hit that car, and that motherfucker grabbed that gun, shot the I'm like, how did the truck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blowouts
yeah.
don't normally cause that kind of
and
flippage, but
it's not like we necessarily sat and followed this movie extensively, but I do know that in the handful of times we watched it or talked about it through the trailer, through the hype that it garnered and whatnot, Adam kept an example he would bring up is Dalia would be like, I watched it and I want to move to India and do nothing but Bollywood. I get it.
well, because it's just action.
The example has been made. I get that.
And these motherfuckers do this shit with a straight face.
Yeah.
Like him on his shoulders was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh,
like the way that he would reposition him, he locked him in. He's like, I'll be your legs. And he's just running around with him on his shoulders. I'm like, you be so slow.
No matter how you look at it, like he it takes a lot to keep a straight face in a situation like that, because these actors had to they have the idea of what's going on. In between takes they had to be like, holy shit, like,
well, like there though, that's normal.
Yeah.
For them to do that, like here, you'd be like, you're gonna do what? It's like, it's a little over the top, ain't it?
Well, they're not afraid to embrace the fantasy aspect of a movie.
Yeah, he kicked that motorcycle, it flipped, and then he just
caught
grabbed
it.
its wheel.
Yeah, and just used it as a fucking weapon, dude.
He jumped out of the back of a cargo truck filled with animals. They all do a superhero landing and
try to attack him.
Like a camera. Oh, that was. It's funny you brought that up. I thought it was hilarious too that he just let these animals loose and they're just mangling humans indiscriminately. Like it's
Yeah,
but
they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're still fucking wild animals. But when they land though, they land in this hero formation where they're like, we're on beam side, and then they're like, no, we're on our self side.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But for real, dude, through the whole movie, I'm over here like, fuck these white people,
Yeah, right.
God damn it! When they start off, they're like, they get right into it. She's like, I want the little girl.
Every time it cut to the
2 pounds.
The leader, every time it cut to the leader, man, I always was like, discount Sean Connery.
Oh, I wanted to see him get fucked up.
Yeah,
that was satisfying. His little crony too, the little dude that was calling him and stuff. It was sending reinforcements. And it's like, he was really like, don't let these guys get away. It's like, dude, you've lost like 50 people. And
can we chalk it up to fate, or did like Hawkeye at the end? Did he know that flaming motorcycle was going to land in a room full of explosives?
I mean, I want to think that he knew that they were there.
Well,
He
it's like
planted
it
them
looked
there
like it was going to
earlier.
hit the dude, and I was like, oh, it ain't going to hit him. It's short. And then you see it hit this room full of TNT and grenade. Dude, when he picked
Like
those grenades up and put them on the arrow, I was like,
that was
Yeah,
fuck,
that
Looney
was
Tunes.
that
That
arrow
was
wouldn't go
Looney
that
Tunes.
far.
Like, dude, this movie was Looney Tunes as fuck, dude.
That first dance off when they're at that party.
how do
I
their
had never
legs
seen
move
those.
like
Yeah.
that?
Well, you
Like,
saw at the end,
dude,
he had to carry him. He's like,
yeah, it made my hips hurt just watching.
even the white dude was trying to do it, but
Yeah.
he couldn't, you know? I was like, and at the end of the movie, they do a song, dude, that lasts for fucking ever. I think it was like 10 minutes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They're going to perform at the Oscars. I think they're going to do, I don't know what song, but
I think it's that one. It's whichever. I can't. Yeah, it's the one where it's the one that got coverage lately where they when they re-released the film in theaters, people would start getting up and doing the dance with them and everything.
at the end. Yeah, dude, full star.
It was so good, man. I want to watch more of them now. You know, like if that's the introduction into it, I want to see what else they have to offer.
I'm sure there's some other great ones, but like no Bollywood movie has ever gotten the kind of coverage this one has.
No.
Well, this is technically their Wandering Earth, you know?
Yeah. This is their Parasite. You know? So. Last of Us, though.
So,
God damn.
don't mind being spoiled,
No.
but because of the length of Triple R, that ate up my viewing time this week. So I did not get around to The Last of Us. So, you know, totally fine with a QRD.
Yeah, it was a pretty big episode. I don't know if I want to spoil that for you.
Did you watch Mandalorian?
Yeah, I mean it was shorter, so I was able to squeeze it in. But I did not watch The Last of Us.
The Mandalorian was
feel
good.
free to talk about it. It's fine. I enjoy The Last of Us, but I'm no means on the level where I'm gonna be upset if you know. So I mean, I mean that was obviously what we were going for tonight, but you know,
It was
just
good.
letting y'all know I'm not gonna have any input because I didn't watch it. So that's all I meant.
It's I mean, here's the thing. Episode was good. We can finish it out because like I don't know, you just got like it's not anything new. It's you know, by any stretch of the imagination, it's not like some groundbreaking crazy thing happens. It's just a very well written, well acted episode that deserves like a fresh experience with no like spoilers or anything. At least that's how I feel about
Is it very dialogue driven or is it a good mix of everything?
It's I mean it's pretty
Yeah, there's some
dialogue driven,
talking.
but it's a good episode.
You
And
know,
it
we
sets
we
up
picked back up where we left off. You
yeah.
know, when she runs back down the steps and tries to sew him up.
So it's good.
It is good. New shit's come to light.
Yeah.
I'll rip your fucking kneecap off.
Well, see, now I want y'all to talk about it because, like I said, it ain't gonna bother me, man.
Nah, you just need to watch it, man.
It's
I want y'all to know that I appreciate that, but at the same time, like I said, you know, if y'all want to just sound off on it, go for it.
Well, the next week's the last one, so
yeah. So it'll be aight. And we got Mandalorian too. So, and I like, okay, here's what I will say about Mandalorian. I like how they kind of retread some of the ground, even though they showed in the like previously on that he had to go back to Mandalore. Like they kind of retread that ground a little bit, didn't they? Like him showing up after shooting that beast when they were doing like the induction ceremony thing for that
I
kid.
thought that was him when he was a kid. Then he
Me
shows up, and I was
too.
like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I thought that that was him
I'm like,
too.
"This is a
Yeah.
different kid."
Yeah.
And then when I saw the helmet, I was like, "Oh, that's Grogu's helmet." They made him a
Yeah.
helmet.
Right.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, they did a good job at setting everything up. Like he's got to find the parts for the robot. He pissed off the fucking space pirates. He went to
Hey, and that was, dude. I had a moment when I was watching it. Whenever it cuts to when it's the throwdown in the asteroid belt,
yeah.
and Mando just straight flaps their asses. At some point, I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm just like, "This is the shit I'm missing from Star Wars." Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, it was just it was comfy.
Oh yeah. But yeah, they've set it up to where he's got his fetch quest now. You know, like he's got his shit that he's got to get taken care of, and that's going to be the majority of the season.
Bo-Katan just fucking just thrown chilling, man. She's gonna get, man. The whole time I was sitting there going, dude, it's gotta fuck her spine up to sit that way in that chair.
Well, I was talking to Corey about that the other night. He's like, "Why did they bring her back into it just for like 5 minutes?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, for me, I don't think that they would have done that just to show her as a cameo or anything.
She
I
didn't
have a
sound too
feeling
happy either.
no. And I have a feeling that she like they're going to expand on her story a little bit more to where it's going to be either she's going to accompany him to Mandalore, and that's going to like change her perspective on how she views like the other side of the Mandalorian stuff, or she's going to go back to that planet where Carl Weathers is and be the sheriff or the marshal there, or like I think it's going to lead to something at some
I
point,
think
you
I
know?
think it's gonna be far simpler than all that, because where they're at is okay. Lore wise, whoever holds the dark saber is leader of the Mandalorians. Okay. Only way to get the dark saber is if you best the person in combat and take it. They're not going to kill off a beloved Clone Wars character like Bo-Katan, and they're definitely not killing off Din Djarin. So I think it's going to be 1, 2, 3. I am king. I'm changing the rules here. I pass it down to you. I
Yeah.
think there's because and the reason I say it is, and I know it goes against what Mando's character's whole fucking point of doing this is about, but hear me out. The whole show has been about two characters that are dispersed from their quote unquote religion. The tagline, the catchphrase of the show is "This is the way." They're gonna make their own way,
Yeah.
and he's gonna be like, "Fuck this dark saber. Here, Bo-Katan, you deserve it. You've been wanting to lead your people, you know." And blah, that's it.
Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, also at the same time, like if she gets the dark saber, is that going to lead to some like weird Mandalorian Civil War thing or something? Like,
Or, I mean, he could just destroy the dark saber.
yeah.
That
That's
might
why I
piss him
think
off
that
too.
well, that's why I think that she's going to end up showing up on Mandalore. And I think that what they're going to like what he's going to discover on Mandalore is going to change how every side of the whole Mandalorian mythos thinks, feels, is like it's going to change everything. They're going to find something there. some old text or some whatever the fuck, some robot or something that's going to explain to him like, "Oh, y'all are both wrong. Here's why. This is the way it actually is." And that's going to be how like they're united.
Because I still can't help but think that we're obviously going to get moments where Grogu's going to be trained in both ways,
Mhm.
because he's had 50 years of training as a Jedi, and then he's going to learn the ways of the Mandalorian. And he's already paying attention. Like, just because he's depicted as a baby, that doesn't mean he's not retaining knowledge.
Yeah. No, I think that it's going to eventually offshoot into, you know, three different sides of the Force. I think you'll have the light side, the dark side, and then just pure neutral.
Well, it's the gray Jedi.
Yeah.
And
The
according to
lawful.
according to fans, uh, Qui-Gon. Well, I think it's lore based. Qui-Gon Jinn was a gray Jedi.
Yeah.
I think maybe Ryan Johnson was trying to depict Luke as that, but it came off a little more pessimistic.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's a whole deep dive for that shit. But yeah, there is a third Jedi that exists, a third way of point of view, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever they decide to do, it's in good hands over there. I know that.
Oh, for sure, dude. I mean, like you said, this just kind of this got our seats in the upright position, and now we're ready to take the ride, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Ready to buckle in.
I'm glad it's back. I mean, this is probably one of the only new Star Wars property, except for Visions. Visions had its moments. That was really badass. Where we're getting original stuff with old stuff. Like, Kenobi was good, but we kind of knew what was going to happen. Nothing was introduced of any importance. Other than just, yeah, man, Obi and Anakin were really tight. And as good as it was, and as much as I enjoyed it, Mandalorian's just hitting differently.
Mm-hmm.
For the better, I would say. I still think, just with this one episode back for its third season, it's still top dog of the Disney Star Wars era,
Yeah.
and it's probably going to remain there.
Pedro's killing it.
Oh yeah.
The
for
Last
sure.
of Us, Mandalorian's coming back. Like,
Dude's making a lot of money right now.
he's come a long way from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And what was
Right.
that? Law and Order.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but even that's better than
But he
Law
was
and
such-
Order. Like,
Yeah. Well, but no, man, don't shit
no,
on
you
Law
haven't
and
seen
Order.
the supercut for Law and Order, have you?
Oh,
it's
dude.
pretty bad.
And
the voice that he puts on.
So is every other actor that gets that cuts their teeth through a Law and Order episode, though, man. Because like, it's almost like a rite of passage to have an episode under your belt early in your career. Like, there was a ton
he
of
looks like
people.
a baby on there. Like,
a ton of people.
he's like this like devil worshiper. Like,
didn't
super
he play
California
like a,
accent? Like,
didn't he try to play like a pseudo Rodriguez or a Ramirez type character? Did the whole I'm gonna carve a pentagram in my hand type shit.
something like that. But he's had a good year.
Yeah.
Good couple
I think
of years.
I think in time, as these projects wrap up, where he becomes too expensive for the Mandalorian, and they have to. I want Mandalorian to at least run 5 seasons. Don't overstay its welcome.
Also, the beauty of that is like he doesn't have to be in that suit.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
but
I'm
but at the
almost
same time,
certain that he's not
but we
always in that suit.
but we also don't want it
But
to
you need
turn
his
into the
voice
Walking. But we
because
don't want it
nobody
to
sounds
turn
like
into the
that.
Walking Dead, man.
Yeah, I don't think they'd do
I
that.
yeah,
We ain't
I
get
think
9 seasons
Fa-
of it.
yeah, I think Favreau and Filoni will shut it down. I think that we may get this season and maybe one more, but I think that they're gonna be wrapping a lot of stuff up in this because like once once he goes to Mandalore and he bathes in the minds of Mandalore, like all right, his quest with Grogu has been complete. That went through its whole arc. Everything else is done other than like, what do we do this week, Captain? You know what I mean? So like once he does the whole Mandalore thing, and unless it leads to like some weird civil war or some weird war that happens somewhere through the process of doing all this, it's like what's the next logical step for it? Which could be it. They could set up a new planet somewhere and call it Mandalore or whatever. Like they could
Well,
absolutely do that.
well, I know we'll be touching back on this more in movie news because I found some stuff, and I think the link's actually in movie news. Yeah. So, but like this, I would really love to see Mandalorian go for 5 seasons, tell another arc, and maybe build up to either a like because obviously the Mandalorian is going to show up when Ahsoka has to deal with Thrawn.
Hmm.
Otherwise, that would have not even been bothered to have been written in the script for a season of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So that's
But I think that
obviously a nod wink, and I know there's more going on and more at play, and just
yeah.
weaving in and out is part of the tapestry of Star Wars. But with 30-minute run times, trying to tell an engaging story that connects to the overall universe but still tells its own thing, that's just a really hard act to go for those types of name drops and nothing become of it.
Yeah. Well, I think that that'll be like what happens in her show.
Oh, for sure, but I feel like Mandalorian and I feel like Jen and Grogu will show up in that story. Like it's gonna be Disney's Avengers or Star Wars Avengers. I
Yeah.
think that because Thrawn's a really big fucking deal in Star Wars canon in terms of like next big bads and shit like that. Like because he's not a Sith really. He's just a military strategist. He's just really good at what he does, and that's fucking people up.
Right. It's in good hands. It's like Allstate, you know?
Right. I think so as well. John Favreau when like I don't want to necessarily say everything the guy's done is great, but you can tell which projects even his low quality stuff is still high quality.
Oh yeah.
But the stuff that he goes hard in the paint for, you can see
Yeah.
clearly. First Iron Man, uh, whether you like it or not, Cowboys and Aliens, um, and Mandalorian for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I mean, I'm not even touching on like just like the stuff he's done with motion capture for stuff like the Jungle Book, like all that stuff.
Yeah. We got a little bit of movie news here though. Nothing too heavy. You know, it ain't too heavy. So Constantine 2, not a sure thing, says Keanu Reeves. We are trying. So, news of a sequel to the 2005 DC outing Constantine has drifted in and out of the headlines for some time. But while it has recently seemed like the project is finally a go, Keanu Reeves has revealed that he is not sure whether Constantine 2 is as much of a thing as we all thought. Speaking with comicbook.com, Reeves assured fans that he is trying to get Constantine 2 the green light, but ultimately he does not know if it will ever happen. This is what he said. I was hoping it would, but we don't know. Yeah, we're trying. Released in 2005 and based on the DC comic Hellblazer, first Constantine stars Keanu Reeves is an ordinary man with an extraordinary gift, unknown to most people, The world is crowded with spirits, both good and evil, who walk among us in human guise. One of the few who can see these spirits is John Constantine, but the responsibility of his vision is more than he can stand. And as a teenager, he attempts to take his own life. Saved from death, Constantine must now atone for his actions by acting as a guardian in the middle ground between paradise and hell and becoming a detective of the occult and the paranormal. So it was officially announced last year. I thought that this article would go into it, but basically, um, there was another article, and this article was released after that other article. But basically, what it comes down to is Keanu Reeves has met with James Gunn about the possibility of a follow up to Constantine, and Safran and Gunn haven't explicitly gave it a yes or a no.
To
More
me,
or
that
less,
sounds like they're trying to figure out how to work it in.
well, I think that the yes, exactly. I think that they're like, do we make it part of canon? Do we make it an Elseworlds? What do we do? Because if we do nothing right now, then we don't have to worry about it. But if we make it now, then we're going to have to establish it as one or the other.
And I
And
mean, and not to, and I mean, and the reality is, Keanu Reeves is only going to look young for so long.
yeah, right.
And the longer this spans out, because if a movie is taking its time to breathe and good pre-production, good principal photography, and all that good shit done, it could take anywhere from 3 to 5 years to get the film made.
Yeah. So I think that that's where they're trying to slot it in. But it's a good sign because like James Gunn has been very upfront about no, this isn't going to happen.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Even with the stuff that I'm necessarily bummed about,
Yeah.
like the Cavill news. Like at least we know. Like there's no bullshit. There's no relying on some dickweed on Twitter. None of that bullshit. Like Gunn came out and said, "Nope, Cavill's not coming back as Superman for movie one." There.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah. And he
yeah, I appreciate that transparency more than I do the rumor mill.
yeah, exactly. And the fact that he's also stated like we're not saying he's never coming back. He's just not going to be in the next Superman movie.
Yeah,
So
it's not,
he,
and
he's
that's
left it open.
yeah, absolutely.
So next up here, Bruce Campbell shares an update on animated Evil Dead continuation. So horror fans should be getting to see more of Ash Williams, albeit in animated form. Bruce Campbell has previously teased that Ash's story could continue in an animated continuation of the Evil Dead franchise set after the events of Ash vs. Evil Dead. Last year, he said that preliminary talks have started on an Evil Dead animated series, though not much else has been revealed about the project. More focus has been put into the upcoming live action film Evil Dead Rise, as it is set to be released in theaters in April. Ash will not be in Evil Dead Rise, though Campbell is producing the film. The movie will instead follow all new characters dealing with Deadites in their own ways. But Campbell also teases in an interview with Alex Da Vinci, Da Vinci's, I don't know, Bloody Disgusting, that the gears are still turning on the animated project, which would continue the adventures of Ash in the Evil Dead world. The Groovy one also points out that progress is slow moving given how busy Raimi is these days, but he nevertheless anticipates returning as the voice of Ash for the series. From the interview, this is what he had to say. All I can say is we're actively pursuing it. Sam's a busy guy. He had a big hit movie, so he's got a lot on his plate, but he and his brother are actively shaping out the world. It's one thing to get an animator and say, hey, animate this. You've got to know what you're going to animate. I look forward to it because my voice hasn't aged as much as I have. Campbell also made it clear he'll be able to easily slip back into the role of Ash, given how Evil Dead the game has been allowing him to voice the character in the meantime. It's the same idiot. I try him 8 different ways to Sunday, and then the game folks make sure to steer me in the right direction. They sort of guide me through it, but it's the same process. same dope, lots of ad libs. I mean, here's the thing, if they're gonna do an Evil Dead animated series, it's gonna take how long is it gonna take them to animate this shit? You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that can be done
Well,
quick.
well, yeah, but I mean, we also have to look at it as what type of animation are we getting? Because if it's the pseudo Matt Groening, uh, Seth MacFarlane style animation, they'll shit this out in a year. If it's something where they're gonna try to go for their own style, absolutely, it'll take fucking forever.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, to me, there's enough room in the Evil Dead world. Just keep the slow drip coming. Drop these new uh, add-ons to the movies. Give us some animated stuff. Keep Bruce Campbell in work, and yeah,
Yeah.
make it happen. I I don't know how I would feel though if it was done like Futurama, but I mean, I feel like that's where it's headed,
Mm, uh,
and
I think
I wouldn't be cool with it, but I mean, I'd still tune in and check it out.
I mean, it's kinda like, Army of Darkness, though. It's like, we got the ending of Army of Darkness that we got. Well, like, the original ending, you know?
Yeah,
And, like, they went back on it and redid the ending where it shows them in modern times and all that kinda stuff. It's like they could kinda omit that part of it and continue on with what they were doing and everything, like, in modern
or
day.
it would be ridiculous if they skipped over Ash versus Evil Dead and just went to that where he time jumps.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot that they could do, but the beauty with that too is, like, if Raimi and them sit down and write it, or whoever writes the script for it, they could write 10
Uh, tr-
seasons of this shit.
they could write a trippy ass story.
Yeah, and he could do all the voice work for it in, like, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is,
Yeah,
and that's 10 seasons of TV, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
so that's the beauty with, animation as well. Like, once it's written, you can go in there and you can just record the voiceovers for it, like, immediately and be done with it.
yeah.
So, because
I
I know
mean,
when
with the right direction, yeah, he could. I mean, it always helps to have the visual aid, and I know that's the more conventional way of voiceover acting, I guess. But theoretically, as long as Rami's vision is translating through his performance, he could just read the dialogue in the character, and like you said, do it in a couple of months, and then just put it where it's at.
yeah.
Where it's needed, And AI is a hell of a thing. You feed all of that into a machine and learn how to be Bruce Campbell.
Then Ash will never like, he'll be alive forever at that point.
That's a true Deadite.
Yeah, right. So, Escape from New York will be a requel. I don't know what that is, but we're gonna find out. The filmmaking team behind 2022 Scream and this month's Scream 6 have confirmed that their upcoming Escape from New York project will be a requel. Speaking with comicbook.com, filmmaking duo Matt Bettinelli Olfen and Tyler Gillette, who together are known as Radio Silence, revealed that Escape from New York will take the same approach as Scream, acting as a sequel while using a similar rhythm to the original. You can check out what Radio Silence had to say of their plans for Escape from New York below. It's a great question. I don't think we know enough about the movie yet to be able to say anything, but yes, requel is the idea. There's no way to remake how great that movie is. Would be a fool's errand to try. So we'll try to borrow what we love from it and find a new way to put the package together. Um, Then they went on to say that the original Escape from New York is untouchable, and I agree with that. But I guess that's why they're going that route with it, where it's like, okay, we can just make a follow up and hit a lot of the same beats. Which I mean, there's a lot of movies that's been doing that. I've never heard them referred to as requels.
Mm-mm.
Like that's a whole new thing for me. You know?
They're just trying it on.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like it, but
Mm-mm.
anyway, that's just personal opinion and everything. But I'm interested to see what a new Snake looks like, a new Escape from New York. I mean, who would you cast? You could cast his son.
John Cena.
Oh my god.
Just
That might
imagine.
be that might be too much. Might be too much, dude.
Pedro Pascal.
He's like,
I mean,
oh,
I would be
here we go
okay with
again.
yeah. I would
Going
be okay
slow.
with that.
He always sounds like he's been lifting stuff or something.
Yeah. He's scruggly,
Tired,
you
yeah.
know? Yeah. Oh. Hellboy's new adaptation continues to round out its cast with new additions. So it's only been a few days since Millennium Media announced they were working on a new Hellboy adaptation, and the movie has already made impressive progress. Jack Kesey, who had a brief appearance in Deadpool 2 as Black Tom, will give life to the new version of the character, and he already has his famous companions. Yellowstone actor Jefferson White and Chilling Adventure of Sabrina's Adeline Rudolph will also be part of the project, playing Tom Farrell and Bobby Joe Song, completing the leading trio for the film, which will be directed by Brian Taylor. Hellboy, we know what Hellboy is. The character works for the BPRD, the latest Hellboy 2019. So yeah, we got our main guy here, Jack Kesey or Kesey, Kesy. Let's see what he looks like. I mean, he was in the Strain. All right, so he
Like
was
he was in the.
in.
He's the one that's going to play him.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So Baywatch, like this is some of the things that he's been in here. Um, Ray Donovan, The Strain. He was in 29 episodes as Gabriel Bulver or the Master. I don't know. I haven't watched it. Baywatch, Death Wish, the new Death Wish remake, Deadpool 2, Blood Brother, The Outpost Deputy, Without Remorse, The Weapon, most recently. So yeah, I mean that they cast a kind of relatively unknown to play him, which makes sense. I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably for the best, you
Yeah.
know. So next up here, Jon Favreau confirms The Mandalorian will match up to Disney's sequel trilogy, also claims viewers influence continuity decisions. So Favreau, the head writer and executive producer for The Mandalorian, has recently claimed that The Mandalorian will indeed lead into Disney's Star Wars sequel trilogy. In a recent interview with YouTube channel Movie TV promoting the new season of The Mandalorian, Favreau was asked, you spoke about needing to have a team to keep track of all this continuity that you got going on. It is a challenge also as a storyteller, knowing where this universe, this galaxy of Star Wars is like 20, 25 years down the road in terms of the sequel trilogy and having to match up with that. Favreau answered, yeah, it's a little closer than that now. We've been on the air a little bit. It's interesting because you know what's come before. And then in our time period, there's also been extended universe fiction. There's characters that have been slowly introduced in Star Wars Rebels, like Thrawn. So there's a lot of stuff that is canon, like canon proper. But I think there's different tiers of things. Next, he indicated that they look at what's canon based on audience reaction. We really look at the fans to see what they embrace too. It's not like a science, there's definitely a conversation that's going on. Favreau also expressed he's looking past the sequel trilogy despite current Disney Star Wars canon not extending past the sequel trilogy. and then also what happens after the sequel trilogy, because the sequel trilogy only takes place over the course of a few years. It's a big thing on the screen and it's very eventful, but it is relatively brief moment in history over the course of thousands of years that Star Wars takes place. And so what happens after it is interesting too. And I know there's some discussion, exploration going on about what happens after it, he added. Favreau continued to explain how he looks at Star Wars continuity. So I think that there are certain markers that we have. It's almost like studying ancient history where you kind of know a few things that happened, but there's a lot of murkiness in between, and we just don't have archaeological evidence in the real world to know exactly what happened. So we kind of connect the dots. If you look at someone like George R.R. Martin and his novels, it's really interesting to see how he treats these things because he really does treat it like history, Favreau went on. Sometimes you have stories told from different perspectives. Sometimes you have flawed storytellers. Sometimes you have different versions. And of course, you have different media, the books and the shows. And that interplay and that level of sophistication. And I think also having somebody like one author of it really adds to the complexity that you can have. He concluded, so do we emulate that with the teams that we have both at Lucasfilm, Industrial Light and Magic, and on the team of our shows? How do we all work together and try to formulate that kind of consistency? The fact that they're looking past the sequel trilogy could indicate that Grogu and Din Djarin's story will continue past the events of the sequel trilogy, and thus they would be dealing with a galaxy once again finding itself in the middle of chaos, with the New Republic's core planets wiped out by the First Order. First Order's quick rise to dominance throughout the galaxy, the usurpation of the First Order by Darth Sidious, and then Sidious' death and destruction by members of the Resistance. It's possible the Mandalorian could fill the power vacuum left by the destruction of the New Republic, First Order, and Darth Sidious' Sith forces. As for Favreau's comparison of Star Wars canon to ancient history, it doesn't really hold water given there are clear documents, namely George Lucas's original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, that Star Wars canon has as its foundations. Disney also made clear they were sidelining the expanded universe in favor of their own continuity that included Lucas's film and the Clone Wars animated series. As for Favreau's comments about Star Wars stories having different perspectives, flawed storytellers, or different versions, it doesn't really make sense given the films are considered canon by moviegoers, and as noted above by Lucasfilm in 2014, albeit given Favreau's comments, it appears they don't actually hold that opinion anymore. Nevertheless, what happened in the film was indeed canon. Outside of Lucas special editions, there are no other Star Wars movies that tell the stories of Luke and Anakin Skywalker from different perspectives or from a flawed storyteller. The events as shown in the films are not only presented as fact, but taken as fact by moviegoers as well. Luke Skywalker did indeed blow up the first Death Star by trusting in the Force. Anakin Skywalker did slice off Mace Windu's hands, then become Darth Vader. As StarWars.com put it, these are immovable objects of Star Wars history. I didn't know that we were going to get an opinion piece with all this too, but anyway, um, I mean, I get what John Favreau's saying though. It's like in the grand scheme of things, like I think the biggest time jump in the new trilogy was like wasn't there a 5-year time jump between uh The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker?
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
I think the whole story takes place over the course of like 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. At least that's what it feels like. So, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so like if they go that route with it, then that means that this season is going to have to end with them going into into the newer stuff. And then we would get like 1 or 2 seasons of them, like, I guess, dealing with stuff while the sequel trilogy plays out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, is Mando and Grogu the right people to fill the gaps in all of this stuff?
Well, I think that it'll be a situation where they'll show up for these big crossover, I'm gonna call them crossover events, where they got to deal with a big bad, and then the story's gonna conclude with them. Their fates will be decided, but they're gonna be the people that survive at the end of Mandalorian are gonna be in a position where you can fuck off to some other part of Star Wars and not have to worry about them.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, like, they could do anything, but it's like, I don't know.
But I think there's key words there that Favreau said, um, like unreliable storytellers. I think that could possibly. Not necessarily looking into that, but looking into the idea that there's rumors that they're gonna soft reboot and kind of have a what happened with episode 7, 8, and 9, but there's gonna be some timey wimey shit go down, and they're gonna exist in their own little dimension where this played out, and this is why this had to happen so that don't happen. Because it's gonna sync up with Mandalorian, but I think it was still reported that Ahsoka was gonna kind of soft reboot Star Wars, or at
Yeah.
least reset the events of the sequels. But obviously, they're gonna do it in a way to where you can still watch it. It's still required viewing. They can still make $1 off of it, but
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It just
because let's face it, it's going to be a hot minute before we see a episode 10, 11, and 12, probably ever. And the future absolutely seems to be the Disney Plus shows for Star Wars.
yeah, I mean, and to be fair, it's like, don't don't do any more just Star Wars movies.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if the idea is that like we've talked about in previous episodes, if they're truly wanting to distance themselves from the Skywalker saga, then
Do it.
the movies are gonna have to go. Like there can't be a Star Wars episode 10 next this time's for real, or some shit,
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I mean, don't get me wrong, you could still release movies, but it would have to be those things like Solo, Rogue One. It'd have to be their own title instead of just Star Wars subtitle,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That article made me think of that Carl Weathers meme. Have y'all seen that Mandalorian meme with him?
No.
I'm gonna drop it in general. It's funny. That's the alligator that killed him
Yeah.
and
Took his
Happy
hand.
Gilmore.
Yeah. The bastard took my hand. I ripped one of his eyes out.
It's a good meme.
It is a fucking great
Yes.
meme. Oh my god. So more news on the hills of Star Wars here. It says Star Wars shakeup. Kevin Feige and Patty Jenkins movie shelves. Taika Waititi looking to star in his own film.
Sheesh.
When John
It's a
Favreau,
mad world.
yeah, when Favreau stepped onto the red carpet for season 3 premiere of The Mandalorian on February 28th, the Disney Plus show's creator and executive producer was feeling nostalgic. It's been a while since we've been all together here like this, Favreau told Variety of evoking the November 2019 premiere for the launch of the show and of Disney Plus itself. It was before the last episode aired. That time, The Mandalorian was a scrappy land speeder in the vast Star Wars galaxy, nipping at the heels of The Rise of Skywalker, the culminating feature film from director Abrams that was expected just a month later to obliterate the box office like a cinematic Death Star. Instead, The Mandalorian became a global sensation thanks to the incandescent cuteness of Baby Yoda, blasting Disney Plus into light speed with 26.5 million subscribers in the first 6 weeks. Rise of Skywalker, on the other hand, imploded. Uh,
It saved the franchise.
yeah,
It saved it. Let's be honest here.
it's not for want of trying. In December of 2020, Lucasfilm chief Kathleen Kennedy announced that Wonder Woman Helmer Patty Jenkins would direct the next Star Wars movie, the one off adventure Rogue Squadron. But in September 2022, Disney pulled the title from its schedule, December 2023 release, and sources with knowledge of the production say it is no longer in active development at the studio. A rep for Lucasfilm did not respond to a request for comment. In December, Jenkins said in a statement that she was still developing Road Squadron, but I don't know if it will happen or not. Meanwhile, Variety has learned that a possible Star Wars feature produced by Marvel Studios Chief Kevin Feige is also no longer in active development at Lucasfilm. When news of Feige's involvement with a Star Wars film broke in September 2019, churned up fan speculation uh, since widely debunked since widely debunked that he was in line to replace Kennedy as the leader of Lucasfilm. The movie remained alive as recently as May 2022 when screenwriter Michael Waldron told Variety that he'd started working on a Star Wars screenplay for Feige. I'm enjoying having the freedom on that to do something that's not necessarily a sequel or anything. 5 months later, Feige hired Waldron to write the script for 2026's Avengers Secret War and Endgame style culmination of Marvel Studios' multiverse saga. Between that project and the 19 other titles that Marvel's announced for theaters and streaming in the next 4 years, Feige's responsibilities to the MCU are keeping him far, far away from Star Wars for much of the decade. As for Ryan Johnson, the in demand filmmaker has made no secret that he still wants to make the Star Wars movies he first announced in 2017 before the release of his film, The Last Jedi, and Kennedy has been clear that Lucasfilm still wants him to. But Johnson's immediate priorities, continuing his Blanc movie with Daniel Craig for Netflix and season two of hit Peacock series Poker Face, will keep him occupied for the foreseeable future. So, what Star Wars movie could slot into the open December 2025 release date? Sources say Thor Love and Thunder filmmaker Taika Waititi continues to work on his possible Star Wars feature, and he would most likely have a part in it as well, similar in prominence to his standout role as an imaginary Adolf Hitler in his Oscar winning 2019 feature Jojo Rabbit. And although Lucasfilm has yet to officially confirm it, sources say the studio is committed to a Star Wars movie from director Charmaine, I don't know, two-time Oscar-winning documentarian, Saving Face: A Girl in the River, The Price of Forgiveness, who made her live-action narrative debut with 2 episodes of 2022's Miss Marvel for Disney Plus. Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson were attached in October to write the script for that movie. Whether one of those films or some as yet unannounced project lands at the front of the line has been a fiercely guarded secret at Lucasfilm. But sources say the studio will begin to unveil its plans for the future of Star Wars cinema at the Star Wars Celebration Convention in London the weekend of April the 7th. That announcement, however, will compete with expected updates for at least 4 Disney Plus series, including the final season of the critically acclaimed Andor, new shows from Leslie Headland and John Watts, and the first major push for Ahsoka, a spinoff, The Mandalorian, with starring Rosario Dawson. So for now, Lucasfilm's message to Star Wars movie fans: patience you must have. I mean, if they get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, is any of that stuff going to come to fruition, though?
I don't know, but I've got Watiti fatigue, to be honest with you.
I mean, I think that like I don't know. Like Star Wars is really gonna give me like the yay or nay with like there's a reason that Terry Gilliam only released so many films. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like Taika Waititi kind of has that same style, that same sense of humor, right?
Yeah, let's be ironically funny.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But Terry Gilliam knows that like if he puts out too much too quickly, then he's going to wear his welcome out as well. That's why whenever he releases a film or whenever you go back and watch a movie of his, except for Brazil, that is
Mhm.
like, wow, I haven't seen this in a long time or I've never seen this. It's kind of a breath of fresh air, you know? His Star Wars movie is going to be very telling of like if I'm going to be tired of dealing with his shit or not, really. Because
Well, and
like
it's like going to be its own kind of standalone. Like we're not doing
Well,
Skywalker shit here, right?
well,
We want to
yeah,
get away
right.
from that, right? Well, this
yeah.
is going to be a
Well,
movie that's it's on its
well,
own
what
thing. Like
sucks?
so, new Star
What's
Wars is cool.
It just makes you wonder, though.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with everything, but at the same time it's like Star Wars really doesn't know what they're doing. It's like Feige's busy. Like they should have let Feige go ahead with what he wanted to do with Star Wars in that phase 4 timeline. When there wasn't a lot of movies coming out, the movies that were coming out were very impactful to the overall story, you know, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, all that, but still gave him enough downtime where he could do what he needed to do and do something Star Wars related. They didn't allow that to happen. And then like Kathleen Kennedy's like, we want Ryan Johnson to make his trilogy, but every time I've ever heard her say anything about him, it's always like, well, he fucked everything up. And it's like, but did he? Like, you know what I mean? It's like you've got this weird double standard thing going on here that is kind of unwarranted and unneeded. So,
I think because of the decisions made in The Last Jedi, I'm still convinced that it is the best one of those sequel trilogy
yeah, I
films.
agree.
And I think in time it's gonna have its own following.
I mean, it's going to be like the prequel trilogy.
I mean, we
Give
know
it,
that's bound to happen, but I mean, because of, like I said, just because of the choices that Johnson made, and because like out of all of the, I'm pretty sure most of the debatable stuff of the sequel trilogy is from his film,
yeah,
and the way it was received was such a ridiculous shit fit from the Star Wars community
yeah.
that as a consequence of that, we got Rise of Skywalker.
It was very knee jerk. They should have taken the time to digest. They should have taken the time to let the community digest it before they made a
I mean,
rash decision.
well, and I mean, let's face it. We got an ass pull plug of the Emperor coming back in Rise of Skywalker when they could have easily just wrote it that Snoke is just a byproduct of an experiment that Palpatine was trying to do to achieve immortality.
Yeah.
Could have had the same events play out, could have did all of it, just left it Snoke. Because like it would have still been the Emperor, but it would have made more fucking sense than just, oh, we have this beacon out here on Exegol. Let's hold up this dagger that's conveniently placed to get there. And let's let's completely rob any legacy Star Wars fans of one last like hurrah with all of the legacy characters. because I think we covered it before, but whenever Rey and Kylo were out on the coast fighting on that ship, and that's when he kind of, I think he starts to turn to the light side, or he sees Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
That whole scene was supposed to be Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill. And there was going to be this big moment where he's a Solo / Skywalker again.
Right.
And they were like, no, fuck that.
Yeah. I
And
don't
you
know.
know,
I mean,
he's the only one that's got the green light to make a Star Wars movie, and they're talking like 2025. That shit may never happen.
I know, right?
Nah.
I mean, it
At
ain't.
the rate he's making bank off Knives Out stuff, why would he?
I'm talking about Taika Waititi
Yeah.
I thought you meant Ryan Johnson.
because like he's the only
No.
one that's got a movie in the pipeline, right? They've pretty much shelved everything else.
Yeah, they shut everything else down that's
The
feature
Squadron
length.
movie,
Yeah.
so
So
he's got to have some kind of decent idea. Kathleen Kennedy's got to go.
yeah, I agree.
It's inflation
She's
and
gotta
quality
go.
control that this shit's happening. We're seeing it play out in Hollywood, man.
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's what I mean, yes, but at the same time, it's like when you have someone that doesn't know what they're doing in charge of everything, that's just like making decisions on a whim.
Well,
Like,
well, well, on a whim, sure, but those on a whim decisions, we're still probably going to yield something because we went from having 3 chances at a great Star Wars movie to 1. Because Feige should have, like you were saying, Feige should have. I would like to know what his pitch for a movie was.
yeah,
I think a Rogue Squadron movie would have wrote its fucking self, and I would have been totally okay with Top Gun in space.
yeah.
So
I mean, despite
yeah.
my personal opinions about Patty Jenkins and what she did with Wonder Woman, with the other properties that she's had, she's done things with weren't necessarily bad. I mean,
her military stuff was good. The Hurt
yeah,
Locker is up there.
Yeah, but notice,
yeah,
like, not just one studio, but
every
the other
studio.
one was like, "Yeah, we're good too. Like, we
Yeah,
don't want to do that
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
Maybe later.
yeah. So I don't
Can't
I
really
don't know,
take a
man.
loss."
Yeah. I'm interested to see what they do moving forward because I honestly feel like at some point there's going to be an overcorrection, hopefully in a good way. I mean, like, look, there was an article that came out a while back, and we might not have talked about it on the pod. I can't remember, but basically, Favreau told Kathleen Kennedy to fuck off, and
We
if
did
she
talk about
keeps,
it.
yeah, if she
Yeah.
keeps meddling with the Mandalorian shit, he's walking and he's taking the fucking idea with him. If that doesn't tell you, like, one of the nicest people in fucking Hollywood, that everybody is like, he's a good guy, he's easy to work with and everything. If he's telling you to fuck off, then there's something wrong.
Well, and I personally think that it's only going to get grimmer for all of this, from Star Wars to Marvel to DC, because no matter how many James Gunns and how many Jon Favreaus that you have, the only real way we'll get true course correction, I think, is going to be when all of these properties fall back into obscurity. And that's going to be a very long time from now, if ever. And that runs the fear of when the inevitable last Star Wars property gets released, or any of the big franchises out there. Uh, that runs the risk of when it's done, it's fucking done.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but like, I don't know. I mean, that's 50, 100 years down the line, though. We won't be around for it.
I
mean,
mean, dude, the rate of technology and the rate of just everything else speeding up. We're saying that, but like, dude, 20 years from now, there could be another 30 fucking. We just in 10 years we sat through 30 Marvel films.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like the future's nearer, but it's darker than we realize.
Yeah. Well, and that might not be a bad thing. I mean, it might be a good idea, like which DC's just like kind of getting their footing. So if Marvel, after the Kang stuff, was like, we're going to take 10 years off, let everything breathe, wouldn't surprise me. It
Well, I
would
mean,
probably
just
be a
letting
good
it,
decision.
yeah, just letting it kind of fall back. Like we're gonna, like they still release content, but it's on a smaller scale, lesser marketing. If you're into it, you're gonna know about it. But instead of slamming it into the mainstream audience faces all the time, it just slowly just fades out. And I
Yeah.
think that would be a good thing. I think it would increase quality of the products that do get made. I think that only people who give a shit about writing this type of stuff is going to be on board, which adds to quality, of course. And the tech, not hell, James Cameron's figuring out the technology for everybody. So, whenever the shit, you know, lines up right, there'll be a way to make these movies, and they will just be even more mind blowing than they try to be now.
Yeah.
Like imagine a Doctor Strange movie filmed with a fucking James Cameron camera. Like the Avatar
The
cameras and
James
shit.
camera.
The James
Yeah.
camera. Get your Cameron camera on your Feige phone.
Y'all saw I dropped the article. Avatar's going to drop end of the month. So
Yeah, I saw that. So
get to see
I'm
that sooner than later.
DTW.
We're gonna be watching all that water. I'm gonna make sure I have a 24 pack
The
on
Shape of Water.
standby, chilling in some ice.
I'm already getting thirsty thinking about it.
I'm gonna sit in a pool while I watch it.
Get you a little kiddie
Okay.
pool, put it in the living room.
You damn right.
It'll be
Run a
warm
hose
enough.
through the window. It's gonna be like I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna turn my living room into Pandora. I'm gonna buy a bunch of ferns, some corner
Little fern
trees.
gully.
Yeah, buy
Corner
some
tree.
buy some imitation pine needles and just scatter them on my ground on my floor. Put the pool in there. Throw the couch out the window like beam. Break the wall off.
Hey.
What was the runtime on that, by the way, on Avatar 2?
I think it was like 5.5.
Enjoy the movie, Griffin. I'm not watching it.
I'm captivated.
It did say they were going to release 3 hours of like bonus material with it.
Jesus.
That's like documentary to make it of.
I mean,
I'm trying to look, but what I thought was weird that it wasn't going straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah, that is kind of odd.
But it's going like, they're going to do the whole, you'll be able to rent it.
Yeah.
Like Amazon. It is 3 hours and 12 minutes.
So it's about as long as Triple R, dude. Well, I'm ready for trailers, guys. I am ready for trailers. November.
Did y'all see that? While I'm pulling this up, did y'all see that fucking picture of Gene Hackman?
Yeah, he looks rough.
Damn.
Man. Yeah, he looks very
I
rough.
say he was 93. 93, he's out running errands and shit. It's like, dude, pay somebody to do that.
Yeah,
You can't take it with you.
Ghosted. Apple TV.
I'd also like to mention that Tom Sizemore passed away.
Yeah, I saw that, man. It's a bummer.
R.I.P. Look out for Jeff Bridges. He's bad news.
He straight lived his life, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if any of these people that made
Well,
a
you know, he
ton
was
of
like
money-
heavy into some drugs for a while. Like it got wild.
But aren't they all though?
Not like that dude was. Like they ended up having him. He was on one of those rehab shows.
Like mountains of powdered sugar.
Ghosted.
I'm ready.
Oh, the comments are off. Of course.
Yeah.
This chick is hot.
Apple don't give a fuck about your opinion.
Yeah, they're like, we don't need no feedback.
You come to us, you know?
Yeah. All right.
That's
3, 2, 1, play. Oh.
when I wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna be.
You don't normally hear this song in trailer. Yeah.
But I'll be the man who executes all of you.
I might walk up 1,000 miles for her.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's a scab.
Well, I...
Oh. But if you're on Wi-Fi, never mind.
Yeah.
What?
The fuck?
Oh shit.
It turns into a Captain America movie.
Is that Horny Toad? I believe it is Horny
She's
Toad.
a secret
Probably.
agent.
Okay.
Ooh. Dropped a bomb on him.
The bomb on me, baby.
And
And then it
Yeah,
turns
that's
into
Horny
Buddy
Toad.
Cop.
got Adrian Brody in it.
You could mash up those two songs, and I think that's what they did.
Yeah. That was the road they shot that scene from.
Is that Adrian Brody?
Yeah.
So much ground sliding.
Clever.
I kind of like the way they're doing romantic comedies now. It's like romantic comedies with guns and explosions and shit. I'm for it.
It's like reverse romance in the stone.
The park.
The park.
They move in herds. I mean,
Walt Disney gonna sue somebody because they ain't got nothing to do with this movie. They're like, you can use the Mickey Mouse head.
Dude, I saw a thing the other day that was a list of like movies you need to watch or whatever. Have y'all heard about this movie that they shot at Disney? Like undercover shot it at Disney while the park was open?
Was it like an expose movie?
Well, it's like it has something to do with like Disney. The story's like Disney and there's like a cult there and all this stuff. And like the actors and the film crew and everything was they show up to the park as like guests and
Escape
they're like
from
running around.
Tomorrow.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And they're like running around filming without
Clever.
yeah. I kind of
Well,
want to
dude,
watch
everyone
it.
at Disney World's got cameras.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, you could just. Oh, that's talk about like using a set.
Yeah, you have the entire Disney park.
I check that out.
Yeah. I put that because whenever I saw that, I meant to send it to you guys, but I forgot about it. But yeah. But anyway.
Let's do it.
The park. Okay, 3, 2, 1, play. The plane, boss. The plane.
The plane.
Supposed to put the pop filter in front of the mic.
Sounds like it's based off a really shitty young adult novel. In a world without grown-ups.
The fuck is that thing?
We already have this story. It's called Lord of the Flies.
Yes, the comment says down here, Lord of the Flies was enough bully trauma for me.
Like, there's going to be a group of kids that are like, man, what's going on? And then there's that group of kids that's like, let's get weird.
The kids. Nah, this would be way worse than Lord of the Flies, dude. These kids today are brutal.
Yeah.
Well, it also looks like Yellow Jackets. I don't know if y'all watched any of that, but
I've taken a few.
I've heard it. I've heard about it.
it was good what I've watched of it. But this looks the same beats, like a bunch of kids are somewhere, no adults are around, shit gets weird. One kid's really fucking weird.
Da-da-da.
Tiny beautiful things.
Agatha. Stay golden, pony boy.
I was
I was
fixing
thinking
to
that,
do
dude.
Stay cold.
The way that she
He
put her
said-
leg up on that pee.
Yeah. He's like, who
"You're
are
amazing."
you? yeah. You're amazing. Oh, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Everybody's life's a mess.
Yeah. Act accordingly.
Is that the girl from Last of Us? That ain't her, is it?
I think
Kind of
maybe.
looks like her. We'll go look. Oh, it's based on a book. Nope. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Damn, it's depressing.
I know, right?
Ah, that ain't the same girl. Okay.
Hmm.
So not my cup of tea, but it looks well made.
Yeah.
Just gonna skip over the anal part.
Yeah, for real, right? Citadel.
I think that's so Icarus there.
Icarus?
Yeah.
So
Rob,
Icarus?
Rob Stock.
All right, let's
Yeah,
see.
it is. It's a series. All right.
All right, Honky Cat. 3, 2, 1, play. Red Wedding.
Is this source code?
That's what I, yeah. Is that Sweet Dreams? They're like sleeper agents or something. Sleepers.
Okay. Tucci. I didn't know if it was Tucci or Mark Strong.
Which one is it?
It's Tucci.
Little Bullet Train too, you know.
Yeah, it looks all right. Watcher? Hardly knew her.
We saw a teaser for this a minute ago.
Is this the one where
Guy in the
they
window.
were? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Full official trailer.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Spooky pictures?
Oh, that's your first problem.
Yeah.
Brothers lava.
Creepy. Mm-mm. Should I got to
I
look at
don't-
his face?
Yeah.
It's time to move. It's the house that Jack built.
Yeah.
It's either that or it's Crispin Glover.
It's probably Crispin Glover.
Kind of looks like him.
Yeah, fucking creepy motherfucker.
He is creepy.
It's in her head. See, I would have had curtains in that apartment day one.
Yeah. Oh, windows
And they,
blacked out, dude.
yeah, they would have never been opened
Mm-mm.
and there would have been a possibility. It's like this whole situation where it's like, there's a strange footprint under the carport. And I'm like, okay, well, the neighbors asked if they could use our outdoor water spigot so that they could like pressure wash the side of their house. It's probably one of those guys.
Problem solved.
I don't understand the fascination with like that situation. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Didn't
I
they
don't
do a
know.
haunted mansion with
Eddie Murphy.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
I was muted. I'm sorry. If you're gonna watch a cityscape at night, like, just let the window be your living room. Don't do it from your fucking bedroom.
Yeah. There's that.
I mean, no, I mean you see these movies all the time, and I'm sure it happens a lot in cities where there's some creep watching a couple, be intimate, like all that weird shit, and that trope's played a million times, and that's what the trailer looked like it's stemming from. Like she was with her dude, and then all of a sudden she's like, "What? What's with Ghostface behind the curtain over there?"
Dude, all I'm going to say is if people are going to have sex next to an open window, don't be mad at me if I'm going to watch.
You roll a cooler out, some binoculars.
Yeah.
Sitting there eating
I get the,
pizza.
yeah, megaphone. Get it, boy. What? Yeah. Exactly.
You drop a banner. It's got "Don't mind me" stitched into it.
Mm. But yeah, Haunted Man. Yeah, they released one with Eddie Murphy like what, 2005?
It's been a minute.
Isn't this
Yeah.
like supposed to be a more spoopy take on it?
I mean it's got WoW in it, so I don't know.
Wow, it's got fucking Danny DeVito in it.
Yeah. Rosario Dawson,
So anyway,
Wow.
I start haunting.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Jared Leto. I mean, wow.
Colt, let's do it. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. This just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, We're out. She said, we're out.
Wow. Unhinged.
Dude from Atlanta. I like him. I believe that's Roy Orbison. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Was that the fucking Spirit of Jazz?
The fuck was Jamie Lee Curtis wearing?
So anyway, I start casting my fucking Patronus.
Not too bad.
Oh, that was actually really fucking funny. Oh God. I kind of want to watch it. So Lakeith Stanford was in Knives Out. Was he he was the scientist? The one that worked with him that Oh no. This was the original Knives Out. This wasn't the new one. He was in Uncut Gems. Okay, I know who he is. Okay. Yeah, that actually looks kind of funny. Like I kind of want to peep it. They're gonna be deader. I don't know. His delivery of that line was perfect. Unstable.
This kind of looks like they're playing on like the tech billionaire,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Musk.
3 Comma Club.
Oh yeah.
Let's check it out. It's got Rob Lowe in it. 3, 2, 1, play.
Mm-hmm.
The way they were looking at him. The bruiseless avocado. Ah,
He's still the closer.
Rob Lowe is just always Rob Lowe.
Yeah. And he doesn't look like he's ever aged.
Nah, dude. He doesn't. That's the oldest I've ever seen him. It was just because he had a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
He's always
Exactly.
clean shaven.
Yeah, yeah. So, Florida man?
I mean, I had to click on this and put it in there. I'm like, Florida man.
Like proper Florida
I
man?
think that's what they're going for here.
All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Yep.
Wasn't he the brother in Funny Games?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's about Florida man. It looked like there was a lot of Florida mans in there.
Yeah, right.
I was like, that chick looks familiar. She was an old.
Okay, yeah. Waco. The Aftermath.
Yeah, I didn't know that they had a show. A few years ago, they did. This is the aftermath of Waco. What was it? 2018. They did a miniseries. I had no
Did
idea. Yeah, it's in the side there.
Interesting. Yeah, I see that miniseries. Wow. Wow.
Michael Shannon,
Low and slow.
low and slow.
We will find him. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Weird choice.
Yeah.
there's a lot of fertilizer. Growing something?
Anyone who could possibly play a cop, lawyer, like government. Oh shit.
That's Timothy McVeigh.
This show's gonna cover a lot of shit, I assume.
Kind of makes me want to go back and watch the first season. Might be a little Ruby Ridge in there. I think that's what that is. Okay.
Damn.
So I assume it's gonna have flashbacks of dealing with Waco while he pursues Timothy McVeigh.
Oh, that's crazy. Looks interesting though.
Yeah, when I saw that, it reminded me of that Ted K trailer, and I was like, "Whatever happened to that movie? That shit came out a
Yeah.
year ago."
It
I didn't.
didn't it?
Yeah,
With has it been a
fucking
fucking
problem.
year?
Yeah, dude, because I went and
Oh my
pulled
god.
it up and got it, and I was like, "Damn, this came out a year ago."
Yeah, we might have to throw that on soon. The Tutor.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
Tutor.
Creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he killed his parents. Oh, he's like turning everybody against him.
It's the good son.
Yeah. Kind of looked like Toby Maguire standing there all creepy.
Yeah.
Toby had a good creepy stare. You know what I mean?
He is creepy stare incarnate, you know? Even in Spider-Man. Looks okay. That kid looks familiar.
Stranger Things.
Fuck. Yeah. Grown up. It's weird.
Yeah, somebody said, finally, they're letting Noah go ape shit insane. It's like,
Okay. Has that been on the cards this whole time? Okay. The year between?
I don't know what this. I had to do it because it's got our boy in it. Like,
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. I'm ready.
all right, 3, 2, 1, play. What? She can't keep it together over there. A little manic episode. This does not look like a comedy.
No.
It is labeled a comedy.
Damn.
Yeah, that don't look funny.
No. It looks irritating. That came out in 2022. And yeah, the chick wrote and directed it. Okay. So that's the thing. The resurrection of Charles Manson?
I mean, what could this be about?
I mean, at this point, who the hell knows, you know?
You people did everything in the world to me.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
You ain't gonna have to get out of here. It's like, well, you're not.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you.
Congratulations.
But yeah, let's see. 3, 2, 1, play.
And I said, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is he praying to Charles Manson? Or some of the crew?
I'll fight you.
Almost looks like they're staying in the Tate house.
This looks stupid.
Believe me.
It's The Best Man with Luke Wilson.
Wow.
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph, yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. Wow.
We had Owen. Now we got Luke.
Yeah. Circle
Wow,
has
we're
been
just-
completed. Wow.
I can already see him talking out of the side of his mouth. Let's see if he does it.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. You know he will.
Oh yeah. As soon as it shows him, he's gonna be like, "What are we gonna do?"
I gotta tell you, man. I don't.
He's always trying to figure something out. Like, yep, brother. Damn. Wrong place, wrong time.
I wonder what difficulty this payday levels is.
Look at Luke Wilson fighting.
Oh shit. Dolph fucking Lundgren. Is this a B plus movie technically?
Yeah. I'd say that.
Or is it more polite to call it an A minus film?
It looks better than those last couple of Bruce Willis movies.
Hey now.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's a D movie.
I said, hey.
He's diagnosed. The Blackening.
Is this like The Happening?
Yeah, you'll
I ain't
see.
touching that, Griffin.
Definitely a comedy.
Is this from the Wayne's Brothers?
I'm not sure.
So you got that kind of feel to
Oh
it?
yeah.
Okay.
I clicked on it a little bit and I was like, yep, watching that.
Let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. She's like, damn, that's a lot of sugar.
Okay.
What's behind the green door?
Whoa, whoa.
Right here. He said, y'all can't pick me. I'm gay. They gonna kick his ass. It looks pretty funny.
It does. I kind of want to check it out.
It's kind of got that Wayne's brother like Saw.
Yeah.
He
He
said,
said,
I voted for Trump.
Twice.
And they all fucking motherfucker. Damn, that's funny.
Spinning Gold. We watched the first trailer for this,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see this. I like these movies.
I'm digging it down.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Like, what a weird range of music. The Kiss just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Is that Joey Diaz? It's not. Sounds like him though. Is this going to be one of those? This song is just kind
Yeah.
of ruined in the trailer. It looks like one of those movies where they couldn't get the rights to any of the music,
Yeah.
which is not good. Kiss?
The other trailer was better.
Yeah. They shouldn't have done the second one. Now I want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I mean,
Kabza?
here
Kabza?
we are. This is 3 days ago. Dude, these
mean-
trailers get so many views.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
This guy says hashtag RRR KGF chapter 3. Can't read the rest.
I'm gonna see if can I Google Translate? Google Translate. Let's see. I don't detect. I wish the film success on behalf of the fans who think it's a hit. From Tamil.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Right on, Tamil. All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Uh-huh. Oh.
God. Just put that right at the first line of the trailer. Kabza.
Where's the cop at? Oh. There we go. That's the one you got to worry about.
Yeah. He kind of looks like Snoop Dogg.
Is this a music video? Oh shit. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Damn.
Worldwide? I don't think so. Damn, it's gonna be on Spotify.
It looks intense.
There's a
dude.
lot going on there.
Yeah. Almost too much, you know? I have not seen this Ninja Turtles trailer.
You
Have you
watched
seen
it
this
yet,
trailer?
Chuck?
Trailer?
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna go ahead. I have seen it, and I actually like the trailer. I like the animation style. It looks really cool, like hand drawn.
Yeah.
You'll see what I mean. Also, at the end, they show the cast.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan's playing Shredder. No, Master Splinter.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got one hell of a cast, dude.
Yeah.
The turtles, and they're teenagers, so they're young. Makes sense. Sent a title. So they're like, just some like new people, but
Yeah.
they got a shitload of people doing voices in here. Let's check it out though.
Oh, I'm ready.
The animation style kind of looks like that Spider-Man movie. I think somebody even said it
Oh.
down here.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's like, y'all see what I'm saying. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Like, look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty
It's
cool.
cool, ain't it? Like, really cool. First got braces. Look at that cast. John Cena, Ice Cube.
Paul Rudd.
Can I kick it?
Dude,
It
do
is
do
weird.
do 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 do.
This guy's like, it's weird hearing them sound like actual teens.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where I don't want to watch any more trailers for it now. Like I want it to drop and watch it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I wonder what story they're gonna try to tell.
Well, dude, it's got like every villain in it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, Bebop, Rocksteady. Like we didn't really get a good shot of Shredder.
John Cena's doing one of them. Which one was it?
hold on, I'm pulling the cast list up right now. So, all right, Paul Rudd is playing Mondo Gecko. Juan Carlo Esposito is playing Baxter Stockman. Rose Byrne is playing Leatherhead. Jackie Chan is Master Splinter. Seth Rogen is Bebop. John Cena is Rocksteady. Maya Rudolph is Cynthia Uttram. Ice Cube is Superfly. Post Malone is Ray Fillet. Hannibal Buress is Genghis Frog. It's got the kids in here too. Who I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who these kids are. But like a lot of the villains, except for Shredder and then Krang. Juan Carlo is going to play Baxter Stockman. I mean, come on.
Right.
He's like, look at me, Donatello. Look at me.
Look at me,
Ding,
Donnie.
ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I like that animation style. I'm pretty interested to check it out.
I can't help but wonder if, because all right, so with that animation style, it would be really cool if they did a black and white
Oh yeah, I agree.
and do like, because I understand why they go with the more family friendly Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Then it's more grim, dark comic stuff. But I would like to see a group of real passionate people like make a short film with that animation style, kind of,
Yeah.
because I think that would look great. I think that would be a cool movie. But once again, passing off TMNT in a serious tone is going to be that's going to be a hard pitch.
Yeah. They'll get around to doing it some point.
Waylands.
So what's up for
Whatever.
next week?
Was it Knock at the Cabin?
Mm-hmm.
And this is Dave Bautista, End of the World Unless I Kill You type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm down.
We have been chosen.
I will be watching it again.
Yeah, you
I've
said you
already
enjoyed
seen
it,
it, but
didn't
I'll
you?
watch it. Yeah, I did like it.
You gonna
It's
give it a pre-star?
I'm not gonna say nothing.
it's starring
I did like it
but
though.
it's starring Batista co-starring those head wrinkles.
Yeah, dude,
You
his
know?
head looks weird. It looks
It
like one
looks
of those
like his
bald cats,
brain.
or
Yeah.
like it looks so weird,
Yeah, I
and it's
know.
extra wrinkly,
I mean, the way God intended it, dude.
but it's got fucking old Harry Potter in it. Not Harry Potter, but
Ron Weasley,
yeah,
Ronald.
I didn't really know the other two that were there, but the one guy from Mindhunter,
Was he amazing?
yeah, he was amazing.
I
'Cause
want to
they're gay.
see.
It's
I want to. I mean, you
yeah,
know, I want to see him in like a Tarantino movie.
yeah,
He
dude, he
he's a
killed it on
great
Mindhunter,
actor.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sad to hear that ain't coming back. I don't understand that decision, but
yeah. Well, David
whatever.
Fincher. Yeah. It's a big. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, but
We
yeah,
got that. We got the finale of The Last of Us, and then the second episode of Mandalorian. Sheesh. Is Knock at the Cabin 3 hours and 10 minutes long?
no, it ain't that long.
Good. I had to do some extra cramming, you know?
It's an hour and 40 minutes.
Shit, that's perfect.
It goes by pretty quick.
Oh, I bet. I bet if when it goes off the rails, it stays off the fucking rails too, right?
It gets, yeah, something happens.
Dude, 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 dude.
Can I kick it?
Boom,
I mean,
boom, boom.
it's checks on the mile, right?
It is.